Today is September 16th. It's the 260th day of the year, and this is the On This Day podcast. Today is Stay Away from Seattle Day. This day is set aside to give America's best place to live a little break from the influx of people relocating there. So whatever you do today, stay away from Seattle. You can go tomorrow. In 1969, Alan Funt sits on an Eastern Airlines plane, flight number 7, traveling to Miami. He's with his second wife, 2 of his youngest children, and his camera crew. The creator and host of the hilariously popular hidden camera show, Candid Camera, is the most recognizable person on the plane. The plane, however, never reaches its original destination. 2 men hijack the flight, demanding passage to Cuba. There's a rather unexpected vibe on the plane. With Alan Funt on board, everyone assumes it's a setup for a candid camera stunt. Alan Funt's journey to creator and host of a show that not only airs on all 3 major U.S. networks, but still runs to this day, hosted by his son Peter, begins down a rather traditional path. American television personality and TV producer Alan Funt is born on this day in 1914. He earns a bachelor's degree in fine art at Cornell University and then takes a job in the art department of an advertising agency. He also writes copy for their radio department. Transitioning into broadcasting, Funt has an opportunity to work with First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt on her radio commentaries. He later recalls, quote, "I learned the power of radio watching Eleanor Roosevelt do it. I used to go up to Hyde Park and hold her papers. It planted the bug of radio in me." World War II changes the lives of everyone, including Alan Funt. His career path diverts upon being drafted into the Army Signal Corps. During this time, while based in Oklahoma, Funt conceives of an idea to entertain his fellow servicemen, a hidden microphone show, and spontaneous hilarity ensues. After the war, Funt develops this concept into a radio program called The Candid Microphone. His show airs on ABC Radio in 1947 and runs for a year. Experimenting with a visual version of this show, Funt successfully parlays it into television for ABC. The following year, the show moves to NBC and gets a new name, Candid Camera. Candid Camera is insanely popular. Dismissing the label of practical joker, Funt describes himself as, quote, "a student of human nature who's able to catch unsuspecting people in the art of being themselves." His show ushers in a totally new TV genre, the setup of unwitting victims in contrived but never cruel situations to elicit their natural and hopefully hilarious reactions. With Funt as host and his tagline of "Smile, you're on Candid Camera," the show is a massive hit. In 1969, convinced the hijacking is a gag, the passengers of Eastern Airlines Flight number 7 are calm. Funt tries to alert them that this is no gag. His pleas fall on deaf ears, even when the plane is diverted to Havana and they spend 12 hours on the ground there. Later, during an Associated Press interview, Funt recalls, quote, "When the captain of our plane announced that we're going to Havana instead of Miami, at least 4 people pounced on me, certain that it was a candid camera stunt. But it was anything in the world but a stunt. The unbelievable thing is the way everybody took it as one big joke. It's strange how you can be so close to danger and not feel it." Alan Funt's Candid Camera entertains TV audiences for decades. But the comedic clips find their way into other settings, such as college sociology courses and business training. In 1982, Funt, understanding the connection between laughter and healing, establishes the Laughter Therapy Foundation to provide candid camera clips to seriously ill patients across the country. In 1993, a stroke sidelines Funt. He retires from candid camera. His son Peter takes over the helm. And 6 years later, Alan Funt, born on this day in 1914, passes away in Pebble Beach, California at the age of 84. More groundbreaking American television takes place on this day in 1959. Broadcast live from the Sherry Netherland Hotel in New York City, Haloid Xerox, a wet chemical photocopy machine manufacturer, performs a demonstration that Thomas Edison would have envied. They demonstrate the first successful commercial photocopier machine that can reproduce images using electricity. This live demonstration is actually a huge risk for the company. The machine, known as the Xerox 914, because it can copy sheets of paper up to 9 by 14 inches, is prone to overheating and catching on fire. In fact, one of the two machines brought in for the demonstration has already caught fire and is useless. Earlier testing of the other machine reveals the print on the copies to be so light that it barely registers on the TV monitors. Toner is not readily available, so Haloid Xerox has to fly it in specially from their office in Rochester, New York. It arrives 5 minutes before the live demo. Though not the original creator of this revolutionizing machine, Haloid Xerox smartly purchases the rights in 1947 from Chester Chet Carlson, a physicist lawyer, and his engineering friend Otto Kornai. These guys invented the xerography process in 1938, and 6 years later, the duo produced the first operable copy machine under a research agreement with the Battelle Memorial Institute, a private non-profit development company for applied science and technology. Haloid Xerox's live demonstration is a success. The Xerox 914 revolutionizes the document copy industry and is considered, quote, the biggest communication breakthrough since the Gutenberg, which of course is the first movable type printing press designed by Johannes Gutenberg 530 years earlier. The demonstration and subsequent sales transforms the company. The word Xerox becomes synonymous with the word copy. 2 years later, Haloid Xerox officially changes their name to the Xerox Corporation. The Xerox 914, debuting live on American TV on this day in 1959, makes 7 copies a minute, 100,000 per month. It weighs nearly 650 pounds and comes with 5 scorch eliminators in case of fire. The sales team feels referring to them as fire extinguishers is corporate suicide. It's semantics. There are 106 days left in the year. On This Day is produced by me, Dave Schultz. Thank you very much for listening. Today's episode, written by Elizabeth Schultz. Born on this day in 1925, Riley B. King, otherwise known as legendary R&B musician B.B. King. King becomes one of the most influential musicians of all time, a tireless performer. He averages over 200 concerts per year up into his 70s. So if you're still listening, I don't know what he's talking about. I still got the thrill. Let's go. Talk to you tomorrow.